Okay, so you have finished generating LOD. Now, a good step to do before you move forward is check it out in game, make sure there are no bugs or problems. For which, if there is an issue, we can go back and fix them. So, to test, what I recommend doing is just launch to the main menu and open your console and just type COC Red Rocket EXT. Red Rocket Exterior. That's the cell where you meet dog meat initially. And it'll just load you with a default character to that point. Alright, and immediately we're in a rad storm. And we're supposed to greet the dog, but we're just not going to worry about all that. We're going to get ourselves some optimal conditions for testing and taking a look at our LOD to make sure everything looks good. So first off, we're going to open the console. We're going to type TGM, put us into God mode so we can't die. Then the weather is not very good. So I'm just going to do FW, which is force weather, and I'm going to do 15E. That's a pretty clear weather. And next, we're going to set a speed multiplier so we can run very fast. So to do that, we're going to do player dot set AV speed mult 400. And then we're going to add one more console code, which is TCL, toggle collision. That way, collisions are off. We can just go wherever the camera goes. All right, and that's how we're going to test this. All right, we're now greeted with our beautiful clear skies, and I'm just going to move around, take a look, and make sure that everything looks like it's supposed to. Okay, so I'm going really fast, and your computer may not be fast enough to be able to keep up and see, but the main thing we're looking for is, are there any visual oddities? Do the electrical towers look good? Do the trees look good? Yes, you're going to see a lot of pop-in going in this fast, but is everything where it's supposed to be? Like here's Starlight Drive-In. You know that in the vanilla game, you can't see this here, but with our custom LOD, you should be able to. Another thing that you should be able to see is this antenna that isn't in the vanilla game, and also you should be able to see all of these cars on the roads. All right, and so far everything's looking pretty well okay. I'm not noticing any issues. You can see the water of the vanilla game looks terrible, which is why you install mods for doing that. One thing to pay attention especially is along the rivers, make sure that there isn't any floating LODs. For instance, a common problem that I've seen tends to happen in very rare, well, I'm guessing it's not so rare of circumstances because I see it all the time in the comments, where objects will be floating near the water's edge. That can happen sometimes due to typically terrain LOD that is considered, it's making it look like the object is underwater when it really isn't, and so XLOD Gen is pulling it out. But we have no such issue. A good place to see this typically is right here. You can typically, if that's happening, you will not see any of this. You won't see this pier, this sidewalk along here, and a lot of times you won't see even these boats or a lot of this detail right in this area. And yeah. So our custom LOD looks like it generated all right, and everything's looking beautiful. And that's that. Here's a common issue you might see. Notice how that in this visual here, you see a lot of pink, and it's specifically the roads. Pink means missing textures. Now, there are several reasons that this can be caused. Typically, this is caused by disabling the TextGen output. No, you cannot remove those textures after LOD generation, or you will get pink textures. Another possibility is if you do not have archive and validation set up so that it can load those loose textures. Now, there are a lot of people who do not like loose textures, in which case, yes, you can archive the contents and load it via plugin, or if you're going that route, you might as well just dump the TextGen resources in with your generated LOD and archive it all together. That will make sure that everything's all loaded with the same stuff. But that's a very common issue I see people have, so I wanted to show you that.